Hello, MS Live. I'm your host, Dulci Hill. And you know what? I think it's going to be stable today. Brian worked like crazy to make sure this is completely stable. And, let me see. Meerkats. I'm sharing living for let's see. I'm going to share this with multiple sclerosis, secondary progressive. Chris, there you are. And the reason, I don't know. All right, let's see. The reason, hi, Will. Yeah, I just don't know who is MS. Whatever. Emma, all right. So if I am accidentally in your group and you don't want me, uh, um, let me see. If you don't, Connie is with us this morning. Good morning, Connie, Will, and Sarah. And it is just great to see all of you here today. Let's see. See, Chris says hi, Butterscotch. Good morning, Sarah. Hey, Connie, good morning. Uh, hear the cops? No, it's an ambulance or the cops. I don't know. Down here, we don't have to worry about the Bel Air defunding the police because uh, um, they're young guys. Most of them are under 30 and they love their sirens. Hi, Liz. Uh, Gosh, it's so good to see you all this morning. Goodness. So, all right, amen. One of the things, that's right, amen. One of the things, hi, Karen, is that I've been taking the hallway closet or the hallway off or the hallway master bedroom and changing it with the the back bedroom, the office. You guys are used to seeing me in that office. That office is now the bedroom because we've got a king size bed in a small room. It's wall to wall bed. So we have the bedroom, and Brian calls it the EBB, everything but bed. And so that's an office. It's a dressing room. It is. Oh my gosh! I just caught sight of my hair that was going in there. But anyway, thank you, Rob. You're awesome, Rob. Everything but. So move-in furniture, and then the guest bedroom's torn apart. Meanwhile, Winston got neutered and last Thursday in the morning, and that let me tell you something. He's become a lab dog. All it took was him getting neutered. Sweet dog. So he just wants to be on my lap all the time. He never wanted to be on my lap before. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, you know what? And that tells those of us who've married for a long time, if your husband is not being affectionate, doesn't care about you, and maybe it's something to consider. No, uh, you know what? I don't know that and trazodone. I put them on trazodone. It's pretty amazing. So on the MS front, let's talk a little bit about MS because I know that's why you're here, not to hear about my life, to hear about each other's lives. So let's all talk a little bit about MS. I read in the news today that there is an enzyme that they're saying helps facilitate the repair of the myelin. They've discovered that, and it is, I can't remember the name of the enzyme. I was posting it, I was reading it, and trying to make sure that the internet was stable so we can do this. So, anyway, there's no excuse. There's an enzyme. It's not available now, but if you go to multiple sclerosis frontiers medical support, you'll see the article I posted in there. That is the medical research that is ongoing. Yeah, it is, Tim. It's good. How many people saw that in MS, multiple sclerosis frontiers medical research? How many people remember? Yeah, Tysabri, yeah, Tysabri is great stuff. And Chris is sharing that she loves Tysabri. She's on Tysabri. And my experience with Tysabri, being on it for 7 years, is that uh, the more the you can makes you feel better. It makes a certain percentage of people with MS feel more able to do things. 10%, they say it's 10% better. And I personally, when I was on Tysabri, I could feel when it wasn't working I could feel after 3 weeks, I could feel that my energy level was getting low. And that's what Chris is sharing with us right now. She can feel that she needs her infusion. It's like go-go juice, right? Tysabri with go-go juice. And it's not to everyone, because as well as it makes 10% of people, it's a 10%, 10 to 20, can't remember the statistics, but if you go to msfrontiers.org and look at the medications, it'll list uh, uh, the amount of people. It tells you the percentage. Uh, and it makes you think better, makes you walk better, gives you more energy. That happened with me as well. But I will say I have read people, a few people. I've read a visceral reaction where they just don't like it. They just don't like it. It made them not feel very well, which is very strange to me biochemically, because Tysabri is no more than an antigen that coats your brain, and it's like a magnet, and it's there to suck the protein, prevent the protein that goes into your blood-brain barrier, and and adheres. That protein adheres to the CD19 cell, which targets. All right, targets not targets, it signals to the white blood cells to come in, or the other to come and eat the myelin. So it's that protein inhibitor protein. So that protein, I don't know how it makes you. I don't know. Chemically, I don't know how uh, taking Tysabri on your brain keeps you, get you making makes you feel bad. But some people report that. But then again, some people report, uh, all sorts of drinking milk makes some people feel bad. So again, and they talk about people who was on Tysabri uh, running the risk of PML. And when you first get Tysabri, your risk is 1 in 1,000. That's, and you think about, because I love statistics, think about that. Think about 1 in 1,000. That's the same statistics of not being in a house fire, of dying in a house fire, right? Of dying in, take all the houses in the United States, and that statistic, PML, is the same statistic of dying in a house fire. Uh, yet 10 to 20% of people feel better on Tysabri. So to me, I would rather risk dying in a house fire with the opportunity of feeling better. Sarah says she used to get that to go. Uh, Sarah is sharing she used to get that go juice feeling, but I went off for 1.5 years, and she was on Rituxan, and she switched back to Sabri, and it's not as powerful. The good feeling isn't as powerful for her anymore. And Tim, hi Tim. Uh, what I wanted to say about that is there is a lot of when we have secondary progressive MS, we tend to have unrealistic expectations of these preventive medications we take. And these preventative medications, again, are supposed to keep us from having attacks. I happen to have a very aggressive, active form of secondary progressive MS. That means that we have secondary progressive MS and we have relapsing remitting. If you have active secondary progressive, that means you have two diseases. You have relapsing remitting and secondary progressive. The medications that you take, all right, are supposed to prevent you from having an attack. An attack that is going to cause new damage that in 10 to 20 years may resurface, may turn into secondary chronic progressive and cause wreak havoc. That the secondary chronic progressive is the second stage of relapsing remitting MS that now the nerves, the holes on the nerves have been exposed long enough that it becomes brittle. Now, some of the old damage that you had, uh, it now it may become permanent. Some of that old damage. Now, a lot of us think that if we take these medications, we're supposed to feel better. We're not. We're gonna feel better. We're gonna walk better. But it has nothing to do with making us feel better. Uh, it just, it just doesn't. Don't know why. Hi, Susan. I don't know why Tysabri makes us feel better. Just don't know why. Because in the same way, it makes some people feel very few people feel worse. How does a protein preventing a protein that attaches itself to to the cells in our body that signals, how to attack it? How does it make it feel better by preventing it from attacking it? I don't know. I don't know. But then again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. If any of you have a theory, please share. All right, and Chris tells us that she's JCB negative, and that's good. That is good. My risk of PML went up to 3%, 3 out of 100%. 3 out of 1, and I'll tell you why. Because there's three factors that increases your risk. Um, a lot of doctors, in fact, Johns Hopkins, there was no doctors that would put me on Sapri based on the statistics. And what they said is that they wouldn't assume the risk, and I said it's a 97% chance I won't get it, and 10 to 20% chance I'll feel a little better. They said, yeah, well, unfortunately for you is that you need a doctor that will put his, will allow you to do that. No doctor. Hi there, Josephus. You're over here. All right. So no doctor would put on. What are the factors that increase your risk of PML? All right, the JCV, Jack of whatever. Somebody tell me what it is. It's JCV positive. You before you can go on to Tysabri, they test you because I'm JCV positive. Yet I had been on it before they even knew the test. I was on. I remember I went on it when it was first approved because I was in the study program to get it approved. Um, where I was pulled off in California, it was in the study program. So when you're in the study program, you get the medication. You're in the study program before anybody else or anybody else in the country. You and all the people who volunteered for the study program, I'm still in the bile acid study. I take that twice a day, and if that proves that it helps people with MS, I'll be the first to get on it. Who knows? But I'll tell you, and I can tell you a little about that. So, if you are JCV positive, uh, uh, it is all right. So if you're JCV, it increases your risk. Second factor, if you've been on Tysabri for a long time, I think it's over 5 years, your risk factor goes up. The longer you're on it, the more you increase your factor of PML. The third factor is if you've had MS a long time. If Karen was with us, she'll tell you. If you've ever been on the chemotherapy, which they used in the late 90s, Navantron was a radical chemo, and it was blue, and they used that because it killed the white blood cells, and if you've been on it, unfortunately, it puts you at risk of other diseases and if you've ever been on Navantron, it means that you are no longer eligible for many of the medications out there. What Lemtrada? Lemtrada was one of them. You weren't allowed to take. Just different. And Tysabri, because they knew I had done 2 IVs of the Navantro. Nope. So increased my chances. So the 3 factors. If you've been on Navantron, second factor is if you have let's see, been on Tysabri for a long time, and the third factor, JCV positive. Those are the 3 factors that increase your risk. If you are negative, the chances of you dying in a house fire. I don't know. And if you look at the statistics on how it keeps you from being disabled, oh my god, look at the statistics. I should have gone to msfrontiers.org and looked at the statistics because back probably 10 years ago, they used to rank the effectiveness of each one of the MS medications and 1,000. All right, there's too many. There's too many. Yeah, too many numbers. You know what? Will, and what I'll say is, Will is saying 1,000 and is it a million? 1,000 people in a million will get it. Yeah. What if? What if? What if? What if, and so many people, including me, at some point of your life, don't we all sit there and suck our thumb, feel sorry for ourselves, and think, oh my gosh, what if I can't walk anymore? What if? Oh, 1,000 in a million. Uh, uh, well, what if not? What if not? It's what if not? I've discovered that so many people worry themselves. What happens if you worry about something that could happen tomorrow and it doesn't? And it doesn't. You've wasted. And I did. I sat there. I remember it was in 93. I would teach. In fact, I taught second grade for 1 year. Oh my gosh. So I come home and I would be so tired, MS tired, just bone tired. And I'd lay on the couch because I was too tired to do anything. So I'd stare at the wall, and I had the MS book. Why am I so tired? And it was an MS book. Why? And I remember reading when I had the energy reading about the chances because I'm a statistic person. The statistics of me getting warm. I cried, cried, wrong my, and I thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to play softball? How am I going to do any of this stuff? And you know what? Let me tell you something. I've had MS for 37 years. They trace back since to 1984. Let me tell you something. Uh, uh, Worrying didn't change the outcome. I walked, I did squats, I was physically active, physically. Uh, um, until probably about 10 years ago, where now I still am mobile, I still walk with my walker, but now I'm dizzy. Now, and yesterday, I'm taking the scooter to the swimming pool at the gym, but I'm still doing a half mile every other day. So it didn't change the outcome, and it never will. You're worrying about tomorrow is not going to change the outcome. It's not going to prevent it, and it's not going to make it happen. So it's best to live right here, not look in the past, not look in the future, but live right here, make the most of life. Just not worrying and dealing with things as they come at you. When these things happen, then deal with it. You know what? How and you know what I have the on this channel on separate from this MS Live. On this channel, on the playlist, you'll see exercise playlist. There is a young Aussie girl, love her, cute, and she's pretty to look at. For all of you, uh, you know what? I'm an old lady. She's fun to look at. Just, but what's great about her is that she does videos, 10-minute, 15-minute videos that keep you, depending on your energy level. 8-pound weights. I did 45 minutes of back, biceps, and shoulders. I had 8-pound weights, 5-pound weights, and 3-pound weight, depending on how strong I was. And his left side doesn't want to work. We have to do something. Uh, by the way, uh, Sharia's granddaughter that we prayed for her to come home from the hospital. Remember, we prayed, everybody, thank you, Jesus, for our prayers being answered. She came home and oh, she's coming home. I thought she got home. She got home. So Jesus answered all of your prayers, all of our prayers. Isn't it wonderful? Thank you. And she's cute. She's really cute. Uh, all right. So people are sharing how long Sarah and Susan have had MS for 15 years. Let's see. Gina. Yeah, Gina's sharing her fall. I'm sorry you fell. You know, it's that's the whole reason. In fact, Gina, I was walking out here, had one hand on the walker. I leaned, I turned around, I looked at something that had to come outside to do this MS Live. I looked at my shoulder, and I almost did the nasty plunge with my hand on the walker, which I've done. Remember, I broke my finger last year. I took the walker, I lost my balance, and I fell with the walker. I took it with me. So, in fact, what I'll say, Gina, what really works, I've had to do is, especially when I go to the pool, it's I get on the scooter. I get on the scooter because if I'm sitting in the scooter, I know I'm not going to fall. And falling in public, I don't care about falling in public. In fact, I know I would rather fall in public because you've got the world is your lifeguard. Everybody will come and it's falling private that's scary. But falling in public, people pick you up and they put band-aids on your wounds and they dust you off and they give you a hug. Falling in public, early on when you were MS, falling in public is horrifying. It's embarrassing. But I'll tell you, fall in private enough, and you'll say, "Gosh, why can't I just fall in public?" But I'll tell you what, it just all right. So, okay, Liz is giving us a great testimony. She's had MS. Liz, I thought you were born in 1970. She's had MS since 1970. At least the weird visual reaction to light that she had in 1967 might have been my first. I remember that. So we're talking about first symptoms. Might have been her first symptom. Her it's a type of optic neuritis, right, Liz? It's because that affected your optic nerve, how you process what you were seeing. And Gina, oh, you poor thing. Who cares? Who cares, Gina? Who cares? She's talking. Gina fell in private in her backyard, and she crawled her way into the house, and she looked pathetic. You know what, Gina? Pathetic. Who cares? You know why? After a while, who cares? Who cares? You know what? Pathetic. Wouldn't you rather? I'll tell you what. I would rather. When I go down, all right, I'm going to tell you something. You do want to talk about looking pathetic in public. All right, this is the difference. I don't see people with MS at the shore, right? I go to the shore. I ask my husband to take me over to the lifeguard. I say to the lifeguard, I can swim. Amazing. Can't walk, and I'm dizzy. So I'll tell you what, my husband's going to get me past the breakers because he carries me, dumps me in the water, and I swim, and the ocean's great, and all. When I come in, everybody sitting on the beach is gonna have a show. I'm gonna look horrifying. I will need you to get off your lifeguard stand and come and get me. Because and what happens is that I like riptides. I go out and ride the wave in. I swim out to the riptide. What ends up happening is when I'm tired and it's time to come in, right? It's either my husband who watches me or it's a lifeguard, whoever can get to me fastest, because the lifeguards are all concerned when I go up. I take a wave in, and you got to wear the right bathing suit, and the waves roll you over like ass over tea kettle, all the way up. I get sand everywhere, and I'm rolled up, and I'm rolled over. I know people are looking at me. There's no dignity. But guess what? I'm having a great time. So I'm rolling up like a beached whale, going back and forth until somebody. And I'll tell you what, there's people that are sitting on the beach that come down to help. And it's funny. It's like, and they help. I love it when the lifeguards, and sometimes they come running and they pick you up, and they walk you to your chair, and it's good. It is, it's good. So you know what? When it comes to your quality of life, being there, you enjoying life at the risk of looking pathetic, you know what? No one can insult you without your permission. No one can tell you you're pathetic. Some woman came up to me in the locker room yesterday and said to me that she was working a funeral at her church. She went to the bathroom and she ducked her dress in the back of her underwear, and she was walking out, and she was an older woman, and I laughed, and she was so embarrassed. I said, but you got a cute behind. You exercise. You sure you weren't doing that on purpose? You skip. This happened to me when I was teaching high school. I came out and the kids changed classes. You think any of these teenagers told me, your dresses in the back of your, back then we wore nylon. And nylons, not one, was a teacher. Until you hit the bottom of dignity, you realize dignity is pride. It's pride, right? And pride is a sin in the Bible, right? Pride. How much pride? There's self-respect. There's self-respect, but there's acknowledging when our lack of ability to do something has nothing to do with our character. If we are dirty because we're lazy and we refuse to brush our teeth or comb our hair, you know, like I don't like combing my hair in the summer. That's why I look different in the summer. Uh, if there is this, it's hard to bathe, and you choose not to, and you don't put on nice outfits, or you don't do this. That is that can be that can say something about you that's your fault. When is it your fault? Think of that bookmark I sent to most of you. On the back, it reminds you of things, and it reminds me. I only sent it to you because this is what I have to revisit all the time. How important is it? How important is it? Gina, you're right. Humble pie. And I remember weeding my backyard. This is with the walker. I was sitting there, I was weeding, and it was on an angle, and no, it was with my scooter. This years and years ago, and fell off the scooter, rolled, did a somersault over the weeds, and I laid in the backyard on, but it was on the grass. So I called Ranger over. I'm crawling. I had to crawl up like a brick walkway. Got all scratched up. How important is it? How important is it? It's not. It's not, because guess what? I waited, and it was nice. It's a nice temperature, and if I'm gonna lay out in the backyard, at least it was cool enough to do that. If I had, you count your blessings. You lay there and you're thinking, "Gosh, this is a nice grass. I really, this is nice grass." And my flowers, I don't have any weeds in the flowers, and I'm not bleeding yet. Count your blessings. Now, how important is it? It just count your blessings. You don't count your blessings until you are at the bottom of the bucket and you're looking up and you're like, gosh, I had so much to be thankful for, and I look back and I'm thinking, I used to run into the ocean and dive in and swim and ride the wave. I used to do that stuff. You know what? Thank you, Chris. I just, everything is. You know what? It's not me that life is funny. I'm not, right? I'm thankful that you know this here. Notice that it's a bruise. See, it's a bruise. Where'd that come from? I'm looking at it. It's a deep bruise, right? It's a deep, and I'm looking at that in the mirror while I was washing my face. How did I get a bruise there? How? How? How did? And then I had that bruise that was all here. I'm thinking, how? It is. Chris talks. Last time she fell was in the bathroom, and a husband came, and this is Chris G. She says her husband came home, face planted, but you face plant, Chris, face planted and didn't get hurt. Oh my gosh! Last time I fell in the bathroom, I broke a rib, put a hole in the wall from where the toilet paper holder stuck out. We don't do that anymore. We Yeah, it's been patched, painted, and now the toilet paper holder is in a way that there is no way you'd have to go through that window over there and fall into the side of the vanity, or the yeah, vanity where the sink is, in order to get to that toilet paper holder. There is, you can't fall up against the wall anymore and break your, yeah, mystery bruises. Yeah, I know. Too young. We're too young to have. Uh, fall gracefully, or what? Remember, drop when we fall. What we need to do is, I know, if we can think about it, we don't fall like a rigid uh, Barbie or Ken and break bones because they don't bend. Because I broke I broke my knee, my shin, vertically because my leg wouldn't bend, right? And that's a baclofen problem. That's stiff. That's rigid, right? If we can fall, and the key, and I learned that because jump school, when you jump out of airplanes, right? When you land, you're supposed to crunch down and roll, right? And I used to be good because where you get practice is you jump off jungle gyms progressively higher. You jump off and you roll. If you know, because you can jump off Think, yeah, just use your body to spring down and roll. And that works for a while. All right, so Joseph is sharing. Uh, Josephus broke a rib and it healed wrong. It poked his liver and it healed wrong and tucked in. So you didn't just crack a rib, which is all I did. You broke the rib. Oh my god. Josephus broke his rib. I mean, there's a difference between cracking a rib and breaking a rib. And I cracked. I should say that I cracked the rib. I didn't break it where it broke it. You had a serious break. Uh, I broke my knee, my shin vertically, right? I also went to a movie theater and I sat down and I didn't have backlip and my knee, my whole leg was like a tree trunk. And when I went to sit down, the leg got stuck underneath the seat in front because it wouldn't bend. Knees bend, wouldn't bend, and it was like a lever trying to lift up the seat. Oh my gosh, it was, and the bone bruise. My shin didn't break, but the bruise I had, it was really bad. So yeah, and Susan points out that she can't think about how to fall when she's falling. That is true. That's true. And the scary thing, Gina, is Gina mentions it's the slow motion feeling when you fall. It's true. It's when you fall, and the worst thing is early on when you fall, you want to lay there when you're done falling. You want to lay there and assess what is hurt. How hurt am I? How hurt am I? Liz is chiming in here. Uh, and Liz is that's funny, Liz. All right, I'm gonna share with you. She says Liz doesn't like it that they count it as a fall just when she just sat down before she lost her balance and knew she was gonna crash. Yeah, it's true. That that's funny. That's funny. It's true. One person into a hardwood. Okay, she was going to crash land if she didn't sit down first. She broke her kneecap when she tripped and fell into a hardwood floor. Had surgery to reattach the patella ligament. Oh my god, it's terrible. You know what? I was married to a pilot, and you know what the pilots always said? If you're going to sit down, right, it's very much like landing. There's no bad landing. There's no bad landing. If the pilot lands the plane, if it bounces, if even if it tears a wing off, if you land, you've had a good landing, right? You've had a good landing. So if you sit and it looks ugly, a lot of us when we go to sit, uh, we control. We have muscle strength to a certain point, and our bodies just give out. We drop, right? You'll find that on the toilet. There's a lot of times you go to sit down, and what happens is that the more you have to go to the bathroom, the more inclined your body's is just drop. So you're going to sit down, all of a sudden you drop to make it, and you fall on the back of the commode, and bad things happen, and it's true, but you made it. Right? Think about the good things that happen. You made it, right? When you went to sit down on or when you started falling, uh, and you made it look like you were going to sit down. It's beautiful. Thank you, Chris, for the time check. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Smoke and mirrors, right? I meant to do that. I meant, it's. I meant to do that. We had a friend stop by for dinner last night, and I had this organic free range beef, and it was time to make something of that. So I chopped up some onions and garlic, and put some salt and pepper in there, and a couple eggs to hold it together, and I made hamburgers. Put them on rolls. So we're sitting around, and my friend Larry looks at me and he says, "Gosh, this tastes like meatloaf." On the button. He liked it. I had to laugh like crazy. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I don't like meatloaf. I don't. I like hamburger beef to taste like beef. You don't terrible. So I've been laughing because he talked smack. He liked meatloaf. My husband says, "This is great. This is great." But it wasn't a hamburger. It tasted like a meatloaf patty. It's awful. So so it's the thing. The problem is I needed to, just like falling. I needed to say I meant to do that. I meant to make that. I meant to fall. I meant to get the symptom. It's how you package it. Uh, but I didn't. I laughed. It's like falling and sitting there like I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shindo. And being mortified. It just, yeah, exactly, Tim. Gotta have your standards. And I like a rare burger. Yeah, forget it. I don't even like I don't like meatloaf. I agree. I like bison. Anyway, I used to stand up quick. That's true. Sarah, I like it. I like it. Did you? You know what? I like it. Sarah says that uh, what Sarah used to do, and I think you should still do it. And I do this occasionally too. When I start to lose my balance and I get my balance and everybody's watching me, and when I get my balance and they're relieved, throw up your arms, just go around, throw up your hands, and accept the applause. It's great. It's great. Just because what I discovered and what you will discover, people aren't looking at us like we're freaks as much as they're looking at us because they're choosing to take on our world. They're choosing to be our lifeguards in life. They want to help. It's horrifying, and this is happening more now than I've ever seen it before. Uh, that I'll go grocery shopping, and I'll come out, and people aren't helping me as much as they used to. Just a second. They're not helping me. And I'm amazed because it just that is not. All right, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna happen. That never happened. Maybe it's because I'm getting older, and I don't know. It's just not happening. It is not happening. Hey, Brian, just a second. Uh, all right, just 1 minute. Hey, Brian. All right, that's not gonna happen. All right, let's see. I'm trying not to lose MS Live on Facebook because my battery is running. You know what? I don't think I will. You know what? Let's trust God. Let's just trust God. And if on YouTube, I'm talking to you guys, if by any chance this is lost, this feed is lost because my battery died, what you want to join, go to youtube.com and Google, or I'm sorry, and search Dulci Hill and join the feed. Join and just subscribe to my channel, and we're all together. And then you can participate in the chat. And Liz, you should be on anyway because you know more than any of us about MS. You know what? I don't know. You know what I've discovered, Sarah? And Sarah makes a point that she, in her life, she's discovered that if people can't fix her or help her in that, they avoid her. I know. He yeah, I don't know. They'd avoid her. And I wonder, Sarah, are you in the same town you grew up in? Are you in, it depends because I don't find that. I could go to my hometown and in Medford, New Jersey, and have a lot of people who participate on YouTube or watch and stuff. I know you guys, there's a certain amount of people that are horrified that I grew up with, that I've been affected by this. There's also, good and bad. There's good and bad. I've discovered that there's more people are affected than I got a lot of nerve being this happy with being just having lost so much, having been a victim so much of this disease. Children and a marriage and a career and a business and I think about, I don't think about what I've lost, right? I don't, because if we always look back at what this disease has taken from us, if we look at that, uh, uh, you'd split your throat because it's a choice to be a victim or a volunteer. Am I a victim of MS? I'm not a crusader, because crusader is somebody, not a crusader. What do they like to call us? Warriors. I hate being called a warrior. I'm not a warrior. A warrior is somebody who volunteers to go into the fight. I am not I've been drafted. A draft. I didn't want this. I didn't want. My life was not patterned to fail like I have because of this disease. My mom is wildly proud of my brother, who's a multimillionaire, doing the same thing that I got into, right? I got medically retired doing that. Is it because I'm any less able than he is? She's not as proud of me. And the fact is that, yeah, I've failed on that. I'm not as respected by my family, by a lot of people, by my brother, but I'm just not that, and that's okay, because it doesn't do it for me. That money, that uh, it, what does for me, instead of looking at what I lost, what this disease has made me. It has made me grateful for who can fall and lay in their backyard and be grateful they're not bleeding. Be grateful that who can do that, right? And you fall, until you fall. You know what? It's gonna make it. By the way, on YouTube, I have 10% battery life, and I've got 5 minutes left. I think it's gonna make it. Uh, and Sarah likes the birds. I love my porch, my screen and porch, and just love it. Again, think about that. We have a choice to be critical of ourselves, of other people, critical. And this is a constant struggle I have. When I when I am compromised because of MS, should I self-loathe? Should I be critical of myself? Should I be critical of others who judge me, who don't help me out? A lot of times they don't. I found out when I asked a guy, I said, why didn't you help me? He climbed up the church stairs. I said, when an old lady did, I said, why didn't you help me? And he said, I was afraid. I was so afraid of you biting my head off, saying I can do it myself. So a lot of people don't help us because we act like we can do it ourselves. But asking people to help you, or looking around, gives them the opportunity to be angels. It's wonderful. Don't look at what you've lost, but look at the opportunities you have in the future. Just not in the future right now. Don't look at the future. Just look at the blessings. The birds. I like what Sarah says. She loves the birds. And Tim is comfortable in his own skin. Tim says, you're true friends with MS. Well, and I say that friends and family members, you do know your true friends. But I'll tell you what, there's a saying: hurting people hurt other people. And when we are hurting, and I know the longer you have MS, the more you have to put yourself in your own time out, because we get snappy. You guys might think I am always upbeat and just, but you know what? I'll tell you, my husband, the people close to me, uh, um, a lot of people will tell you I have my downside. I have my leave me alone, don't talk to me, because the worse I feel, the more I want to be left alone. It just, if I can't show up, if I can't answer the telephone with a smile on my face, I won't answer it. I won't do it. But anyway, it's 58 minutes. So, in fact, I got a clock right there so I can see that it's now the top of the hour. Now Thursday, we're going to be doing this again, uh, and join us all. And well, I can be moody too. Love you all. Go to msfrontiers.org. See the resources we have for you. Follow me on YouTube, no, Facebook. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube to join in. Channels Dulci, Hill. If you subscribe to that, well, you can participate in the chat. Love you all. Let me pray us out. Lord, Heavenly Father, I just ask that you bless and you comfort every person who's watching today. You brought them here with us. You allowed them to comfort me and comfort each other, Lord. And your great power is made so obvious, and when we notice it. Lord, help us to notice your love in everything. In Jesus' name I give thanks. Amen. Um, keep coming back. See you soon on Thursday. Bye.